Men look at other women all the time. So,
What scares men the most in a long-term relationships? Why do women need to talk things out when they know the answers?
because they like to waste loads of time. If you're being told all the time that you're useless and you're lazy and you're stupid and you're probably a bastard, you know.
When a man pulls away, is it loss of interest or need for space? What do men never tell women about how they think?
Get it. It takes us a little longer to get to the party. Women are instinctive, fast, efficient, and very clever at all. So men do tend to keep things kind of buried. They bury their emotions and they ruminate on them.
When you go quiet, what is actually happening inside your brain? Like male brain, female brain.
Male brain, female brain. This one's going to be fun.
Today we're gonna talk about. Actually, I'm very excited for today because I really love the differences in between male brain and female brain.
Okay.
Because we have when we have like arguments or misunderstanding, you always say, "Do you know? Do you know? No, do you know man at all? That's man."
Do you know what men are like?
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
That's what he always says.
Yeah, I accept how my brain works. It just is what it is.
And sometimes I get very upset for something that you don't even know.
Yes, I don't even know what's happening.
So
But you're very kind. You do point these things out to me. She's very kind like that. And then we course correct, as they say. I do as I'm told. I think
So today he's gonna be very honest.
Yes.
I prepared some questions. So I think today's video is gonna be very useful for ladies and for men as well to understand the differences because like
It's also going to be very useful for me to find out where I'm coming up short in the relationship. So this is going to be fun. Let's share with everybody how inept, stupid, lazy, inconsiderate. I'm sure this is coming, that I am. Yeah. So let's go. What's the first question? Can't wait.
we're gonna I just wanna before we start with my questions, I just wanna ask you guys if you like this video because it's very useful to us, helpful to us.
It's very helpful to us.
It's very helpful to us, and
that you like and subscribe and follow and all those things. We really appreciate it. And we didn't think when we started this that anybody would really be all that interested in what we had to say. But there you go. Some of you are. And we really appreciate it. So we're happy to talk about stuff. Let us know what you want us to talk about in the comments.
Yeah, if you like honest conversations like that,
yeah,
please like and follow.
Okay, so let's get to it.
So let's continue with the questions. Okay, so the rules of the game.
Oh God, it's a game.
You're gonna be very honest. Okay, the rules of the game. No interrupting. Answer honestly. No jokes to escape the questions because he's good at manipulating.
Oh my God, it's all coming out now. I'm a manipulator now.
Okay, so the first question. So I have a male brain questions and female brain questions. So the male brain, of course, you're gonna answer. Then the female brain, you're gonna answer how you think it is.
How I think the female brain works.
I'm gonna tell you if it's correct or not.
Okay, this is going to be a disaster for me, but I'm sure people are watching it going, let's just get on with it. Let's just let's hoist this guy by his own petard. So let's go, come on.
Exciting. When a woman is emotional, what do you really think in your head?
Well, it depends on the scenario.
So what male brain think, you know?
Oh, look, men can be emotional too. There's no doubt about it. It's just we process it differently and we act it out differently. In my experience around women, I was raised by women. I've been surrounded by women my whole life. I prefer to be around women, to be honest with you, because you'll always get you'll get a straight answer most of the time. But when women are emotional, you definitely need to take a step back. Look, it's important to point out that men and women are different. All right, we have different different things that turn us on, different things that make us interested, different things that we want out of life, and all that kind of stuff. And the beauty of I suppose a relationship, like a straight relationship, is that you try and blend the two worlds together. So it's important that men show patience. Women too, you have to show patience with men because we can be very emotional and weird as well. But when a woman is emotional, it's best to just stay away and say that you support them and you understand and that you should listen. And accept that emotions are, they come and go. you know, and you should just be there to solve the problems in a relationship for sure. You should be just there to want only the best for both of you. So if you come up against an emotional partner and that partner happens to be a woman, I would say be quiet, close this, open these. And then you can figure out if you've got the right answers. Because men are quite practical. So like if you say you came home from work and you had a problem in work with, say, someone else, you know, this is the old cliche, but it is true. Say you had a problem in work and it involved another person, and you came to me with that problem. As a bloke, my immediate kind of instinct is to try and solve it for you. My immediate instinct is to fix it and to tell you what I think you should do to get the outcome that you want. Whereas you don't really want me to do that. You just want me to listen and support you and say that's fine. I can do that too. You can do both.
Yes, and I do whatever I wanted then.
And eventually she does whatever she likes anyway. So that's just the end of that. So I think most guys know how that feels.
So the answer is like, you know what is in the female brain when I'm emotional, and you just give me a space and you just say that.
I wouldn't say that I know what's going on in the female brain, but I know enough to stay away when I need to. It's like, don't tell me what's in the sausage. I know it's a sausage. So I know what to do with that sausage. I don't know how it's made, so I don't know what's going on in there. But I know that I just need to grill that sausage and serve it to you on a bun with ketchup.
Okay. Good
If that makes any sense. I've no idea. I'm terrified.
I would like to know your comment, your thoughts.
Yeah.
So please comment, when you go quiet, what is actually happening inside your brain? Like in the male brain.
It depends on...
I
get the question. Nothing. Most of the time, absolutely nothing. And if there is something going on rattling around in my head, it is something so stupid that I wouldn't dare share with another human being, because they'd be like, whoa, he's odd. You know, I'd be thinking about like, oh, I remember that drink I used to like in the 80s. I wonder if they still make that. Maybe I should Google it. Probably not in Ireland. I bet they sell it in America. That's the kind of stuff that goes on in my head. And you're like, what's he thinking about? Is he thinking about other girls? No, not at all. I've enough on my plate with one girl. 1.5 girls. So most of the time, it's stuff that you'd have absolutely no interest in knowing or understanding or need to know. But of course, men are complex. We do have, you know, depression, and we do have our thoughts, and we do have emotions, and we have all those things. We just handle them differently. So if something is on my mind, it'll stay on my mind, and I will probably not share it as much as I should, just because I kind of think to myself, I don't want to burden anyone else with my problems, and I just think that I can solve them myself, which is completely the wrong way to think, but it's, you know, it's human nature. And then you figure out, if you do have a major problem and you are thinking on it an awful lot, and it's affecting your sleep and it's affecting your day-to-day, speaking as a man, eventually, you know, the crack of light will come in, and you might say it to someone, you might say it to your best friend, you might say it to your girlfriend or your wife, your partner, and then you realize that you really had nothing to worry about at all. So men do tend to keep things kind of buried. They bury their emotions, and they ruminate on them. But, you know, also, like I said, 70% of the time we're thinking about what screwdriver I should have used yesterday. I was a bit stupid not to use the right one. Very simple creatures in that regard. Thinking about what's for dinner. You know, you're very quiet today. I know, because I can't decide between tacos or fajitas. It's as simple as that.
Lily's like, oh no. Yeah. Okay. Do men feel emotions as deep as women, or differently? Explain how.
I don't know is the answer, because I've only got the male experience. But being around women, I would say women are more open, and therefore they have a better understanding of what's going on, because they've got instincts that men completely lack. Like, women are great at spotting a bad one, whereas men are a little bit more forgiving, and they're not great at figuring out if somebody is not completely on the level. So women have instincts that I think, frankly, men should be quite they should find quite admirable. How we process our emotions, is that the question? Between men and women? I think women are just more intuitive, and they wear their emotions on their sleeve for the most part. Um, I think sometimes there's a problem between men and women when they're talking to each other, is that women think that they're getting their point across, and surely he's going to understand that because I'm talking to you from my emotional experience, whereas the guy's not picking up that cue at all. He's not hearing it at all. He's just hearing, oh, she's giving out about that again. And then after like about a year, they're like, again? Oh, oh, I get you. Right. Okay. Oh, she wants me to do that. Right. I get it now. It takes us a little longer to get to the party. Women are instinctive, fast, efficient, and very clever. But sometimes the communication falls short when men are listening because we're not great at processing all that stuff.
And regarding to emotions, so you're not very good at sharing, and women are very good at sharing. We share everything, so
Yeah.
it must be hard for you when you don't share. So your depression, does it mean that your depression is going to be more
Well, women have great
deeper, or
women have great relationships and friendships outside of relationships. So they've got great sisters, maybe mothers, friends, colleagues, where they will offload an awful lot of their
free therapy?
they get free therapy. I mean, they're quite open about it, and they have shared experiences and they've shared problems, and they kind of work with each other and they do all that. And I just think, frankly, men could be an awful lot better at that. It's gotten certainly a lot better than when I was growing up. I mean, men didn't say anything if you had a problem. I'd have no problem sharing with my best friends any fears or anything I have, but I'm still guarded. Like, I don't tell them everything. Women are completely open, whereas, men kind of, they do the dance with each other and they tell as much as they want, and they hold back a little bit. So, two completely different ways of living.
Okay. What do men never tell women about how they think?
Oh God, I don't know.
Oh, you have to be honest here.
It's like that. Men are very practical. So like, if it's not spelled out in front of us, and if it's not black and white and simple to follow, we just completely get lost, and that's where we get into. And it's not to say that we're stupid, because we're not stupid. Like, we're clever, but we just have a different operating system to you. So it's harder for us to come to a conclusion based on the facts and the information women are giving us. But we get there in the end, because women are brilliant at getting what they want. So eventually, they pretty much always win. So you get what you want out of the guy in the end.
Hey, really?
Yeah, you always do. Most of the time.
I don't think so.
I mean, look, I'm not a psychologist. I don't know. I'm just talking from my lived experience.
So is there something that, the question that you never tell a woman?
That I never tell a woman.
Yes,
yeah, there's loads of stuff.
How you think. Like,
I mean, there's loads of stuff. Yeah, especially when you start out in a relationship. I mean, you don't want to tell everything because, I mean, it's an immediate red flag. So, like, you dish it out as you go along. But like, if you're in a healthy, happy relationship, there's absolutely no reason why a man can't tell his partner.
We are quite honest.
Yeah, we're completely honest and open with each other. Everybody has their secrets, though. Like, I mean, we lived a life before.
Do you have secrets?
Well, we lived a life before we met each other. I mean, I can't, tell you everything off the top of my head that happened to me for the 40 years before I met you.
Yes, I would like to know everything.
I know you'd like to know everything, and we'll get there eventually someday. But it takes 40 years to live it and quite a while to explain it. But no, secrets are terrible. Secrets are not good because they fester, and you have to be open with the person you're sharing your life with. Otherwise, what's the point? You can't be going around with that many secrets.
Yeah, you have to be best friends.
Yeah, because look, a secret doesn't ruin the other person in the relationship. It attacks the person who has the secret because they feel bad all the time. And then that comes out in other ways, and it affects your day-to-day life. And the woman in the relationship is probably not even sure why he's being a dick, but it's happening because he's beating himself up over the fact that he's guilty or secretive about something else.
Okay. When a man pulls away, is it loss of interest or need for space?
It could be both. Most of the time, I would say it's about space. Men like their own space, for various reasons. I mean, if you go back to cavemen, they would come in from the hunt and they would just sit in the cave staring at a fire. I mean, I'm not an archaeologist or a historian, but I assume that that's what happened. And that's what men still do. We come in from a day, whatever it is we were doing in work, and we just want to sit in front of a bright, shiny screen. It could have been a fire. It could be anything. We just want to quiet, shut our brains down. We like that. We like to switch off. And women don't necessarily like to do that. They like to keep going. Let's keep this show on the road. Let's keep this circus growing. So we do like to have that downtime. We do like to have our own space. And it's not always, the end of the relationship because the guy goes off to play a computer game in the evening. He just needs those 2 or 3 hours to get his brain back together. So, yeah. But I would say if a woman pulls away, like I said before, it's a case of indifference. It's a totally different thing. Women are more social in the sense that they like to cuddle, they like to watch the television, they like to do things together, they like to have plans, they like to have family days. You
can say more. Come on.
And all that kind of stuff, and that's great. And men will go along with that, and they enjoy it to a certain extent as well. But men just need that little bit of private time.
How would you know if man lost interest?
Well, I mean, the
not
obvious.
just a space. How would you
Just in a
separate
relationship.
both? Yeah, how would you separate both space or loss of interest?
It's when that space gets a little bit too much. When the odd 2 hours here and there turn into the odd 6-7 hours, and fighting. Men tend to react aggressively to everything, if they're unhappy. So snapping and being completely uncoordinated in the relationship, putting up a barrier. Just being belligerent, really, and not going along with the flow. That'll tell you that he's probably unhappy, I would say.
Okay.
I'm like Dr. Phil here. This is amazing. I am not a doctor. I don't have a clue what I'm talking about. It's all lived experience. That's all.
What scares men the most in a long-term relationships? That's interesting for me to know.
That's a good question. I mean, it's different for every guy. I will say in my experience, growing up and knowing lots of different guys and stuff, and I think it's just a fear of commitment is the right word, but it's also the wrong word, because it's saying this is what I'm going to do and I'm going to stick with it no matter what. Men find it difficult sometimes to do that, to commit to that, to say no matter what happens, this is my life from now on. A lot of guys like variety as the spice of life. I've almost got a touch of ADHD, whereas what's better than one girlfriend? Well, lots of different girlfriends, not at the same time, but over the course of your life, mix it up a little bit. And some people are built some women are built like that. Some women don't want to commit. They're quite happy to move around and have different relationships at different stages of their life. And then there's people who don't believe in monogamy. There's people who don't believe that a relationship should be for life. It should be for that portion of your life. And that's fine. So men with commitment can sometimes be a complex question and a very complex answer. But I think it's just that whole just sticking your attention to one thing forever is very, not isolating, but it's a heavy commitment to make.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What do women do that makes men shut down emotionally?
What do women do that makes men shut down emotionally?
Yes.
Again, different for everyone, but men hate whataboutery. They hate the sort of hypocrisy. It's like, say we were fighting and you were like, oh, you always leave the door open. Something simple. And I'm like, yeah, but so do you. It's that kind of it's like, well, hold on a second. You're ragging on me over. You're no angel. Do you know what I mean?
That's I have all the time.
Yeah. Oh, Susie is perfect. I am not perfect, and that's the balance in my relationship. But yeah, stuff like that really gets on guys' nerves. We like fairness, and things like that. And we also like, the stuff that women think men don't like. We like, time together. We like quality time together. And we like to be in a relationship and happy in our own little bubble. And if we're not getting that, that can make us unhappy. If we're not getting attention, I mean, if you're being told all the time that you're useless and you're lazy and you're stupid and you're probably a bastard, you'll get sick of it eventually.
Is it a way of saying
Yeah, well, I mean, I've seen over the years, and by the way, it goes both ways. I mean, I've seen some women always criticizing their partner. And I've seen some men always criticizing their partner, and you're like, that's not going to help anyone. It's only going to hurt the other person and hurt you in the long term, and you're not going to have a relationship at the end of it. So a little less criticizing and a little bit more, yeah, look, he leaves the door open, but he also, looks after me in a million other ways. So it's just about that kind of, and that comes out in life and maturity. You get to learn about, to choose your battles, things like that. But men don't like that. They don't like to be criticized all the time, and they get pretty sick of it.
And how would you, if the woman wants you, if I want you to change something, like I have to say it?
Yeah, of course. But that works both ways. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
of course.
we see a relationship is a partnership, and it only works if the two of you want the best out of it, and you're willing to sacrifice either end. But if one person is doing more than the other, whether they're a man or a woman, it's an imbalance, and it's going to be a problem down the road. So you need to be open and honest with each other, and you need to be less touchy, I think. You can't be touchy, I mean, because we all have, no one's perfect,
Yes.
and we all have blind spots, and sometimes it's important for the other person to point that out. But there's a big difference between doing that and telling the other person that they're stupid, they're lazy, they're dumb, they're ignorant. That's just not going to do any favors for anybody.
Do men feel pressure to always be strong?
Yeah, absolutely. It's the old, the old saying, boys don't cry. They do. The same emotions: loss, grief, fear, depression, all those sorts of things. So yeah, absolutely. There's a pressure on men to not do that publicly. We've gotten a lot better to talk about our mental health, and that's only a good thing, obviously. But there's still the same vibe.
You have to be strong.
If you're having a bad day in work, you're not going to turn around to your colleague and go, I think I'm going to cry. It's not going to happen. It's just never going to happen. You might piss off and start crying in the toilet on your own, but you're not going to tell anyone about it. So that's still part and parcel of being a
Woman
man.
can cry anywhere, everywhere.
Well, see, this is it. And I think that's better. I think that's healthier. So... And just as an aside, in pretty much all of my jobs throughout my career, I've worked for women. Not all the time, but mostly. And on those occasions, I've always preferred to have a female boss. Always. It's not even close.
I'm the opposite. I always prefer to have a man boss.
Well, see, there you go. It works for you. But from my experience, if I needed to talk to my boss, and she and it was a woman, she would talk to me. If I needed something done or something addressed and I went to my female boss, it was done within a week. Men are a little bit more, I remember that, I'll get back to you on that, and put it in an email. Oh yeah, you told me about that last week. Sorry, I forgot. Yeah, I told Aidan to look after that for you, and he didn't get back to you. No, okay, well I'll look after it. Circle back in a week, and then 2 weeks go by, and you're like, did you do the thing about that? Yeah, we're not going to do that. It's like...
So would you say the men are more lazy
I know.
than women, or more accountable? Or...
No, women just get tasks done. Whatever's in front of them, they get it solved. They just deal with it, and it's done. Men are like, well, I'll do that on Tuesday. Today I'm doing this. I think there's a bit of that going on. And I do it myself. I mean, I'm always like that. I'm like, yeah, that's a Thursday problem.
Yes.
It's Monday.
Everything is tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm dealing with the Monday problem. Don't come to me with the Thursday problem. Whereas you're like, you get all the problems on the Monday and then peace on Tuesday. I'm like, yeah, it works for you. It doesn't work for me.
I finished my problems yesterday.
Yeah. You've already tackled the Monday problems and the following Monday's problems.
Yes.
I'm good for 2 weeks.
That's so funny.
And meanwhile, I'm still sitting in the bed going, God, what have I got to do today?
What is one truth about men that women would not like to hear?
Oh, that's a great question. And I've got to be very, very careful.
Honest. You have to be honest.
I have to be honest. Men look at other women all the time.
I know that.
I mean,
I don't mind. I look at the other man.
What? You see, that's... What? Yeah.
And woman as well. Like, I love a beautiful woman.
I mean, I worked in showbiz for a long time, so I kind of just look at things very objectively. So like if we're watching a movie, I'll be like, oh, she's very pretty. Or I'd even say he's very handsome. Like I just because I worked on movies and things like that, and I just kind of think of the casting. I'm like, oh, he's going to be a star, or she's going to be a star, or whatever. It's not pervy. Like it's just,
But
it's
is
like
it every man like that? Do you think every man is like that?
no. I mean, there's some men who have like an extremely high sex drive and they just can't switch it off. Like I mean, there's a percentage of people out there like that, and whatever. What can you do with it? But most guys are pretty respectful, I would say. But like if we're walking down the street and Margot Robbie comes walking down that way, I mean, I'm gonna look. And actually, to be honest with you, I would expect you to expect me to look.
Of course, I'm going to tell you, look at this.
Exactly. I would want you to go, look at Margot Robbie. And I go, oh, thanks. It's how we're wired. But biologically, men are supposed to go out and have kids. Lots of them. That's just the way it's been programmed. Like a dog in heat, out you go. And, obviously you can't do that. And nobody really wants to do that. But that's how the biology is split up. Whereas women are more kind of nurturing and thoughtful and caring and loyal in a million ways as well. Not to say that women don't cheat, they do. Women look at men all the time. But that's the whole purpose of us. I mean, we're human. You're going to notice a beautiful woman. You're going to notice a big, hunky guy walking down the street. It'd be weird if you didn't. And if you're going to have fights in your relationship over that, I just think you're pissing against the wind a bit. It's pointless. People are always going to look. They have eyes. You can look at the menu, but you can't order any food, right?
Yes.
And you also can't taste the food. Like there's a big difference between noticing things and looking and staring and getting involved. Going, oh, hey, Margot, how are you? No, you're not allowed to do that. You're allowed to see. You can't go up and say, I love all your movies. Are you single? There's an invisible line, and I think most people know what it is.
I think there is one thing. A woman can be male and female brain as well. So you're lucky that I am male brain, kind of, because there are girls that if they see their boyfriends looking to other girls,
they go crazy.
They go crazy.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna hit you. They're gonna like punch you, the girl.
Yeah, which
I am very like what I mean. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I have my own things, but that I am male brain. That I am kind of girl that I'm gonna tell you. Look at that girl is so pretty.
Yeah.
Or there is gonna be a lot of times where he says the girl is pretty, and I'm like,
they will argue over it.
That's not good. Like we have a different.
This just seeing the world around you. There's nothing weird about that.
Yeah, exactly.
What's weird about it is if you pretend it's not happening. That's strange.
And I always say to you when I find a man attractive as well, especially on the television.
Yeah, of course. I mean, like if Brad Pitt comes on the television, I mean, she's going to look at him.
Brad Pitt is in Dublin now. I want to go and find him somewhere.
You see, back to the line thing I was talking about. I
want to go on the streets and just see where he is.
Okay, we're recording this.
Okay, let's go question. I'm joking.
Sorry, Brad, if you're watching. Please.
I heard
take her off my hands for a couple of weeks.
I heard you're in Dublin.
I'm joking.
I don't mind to have a coffee with Brad Pitt. Can you imagine?
I can imagine. Yeah.
Just a coffee.
Oh, nothing wrong. Susie's having a coffee with Brad Pitt. Nothing wrong. I'm fine. Everything's fine.
Okay, questions. A female brain.
Female brain.
Yes.
Well, I didn't know anything about this male and female brain until I met you, and you've explained it all to me. So go on, shoot.
Okay, you tell me, and I'm gonna tell you actually. You're gonna tell me? What do you think? I'm gonna tell you if it's correct or not. Okay. Why do women need to talk things out when they know the answers?
Oh. Because they like to waste loads of time. I mean... If you've already solved your problem and you want to test... and you want to test me on whether I came up with the same solution as you... Well, that's all you, my darling. If that's what you want to do. But I mean, that happens all the time. You come to me with a problem, I give you a solution, you go off and do what you were going to do in the first place. You don't even listen to me.
I see it more like for example, just an example, I see you're cheating, for example, and I know you're cheating, but I'm asking you, do you cheat? I know the answers,
Oh, you know the answer
but
already.
I'm still...
But you want me
Yes,
to
but
be honest.
yes. Why
Okay,
do you
right.
think woman is like that? I believe...
Well, I mean, it's ultimately pointless because I mean, if you know your partner's cheating, and you're only going to get annoyed if they answer the question
Maybe I
wrong,
don't want to
that's not the
accept...
problem.
Maybe I don't want to accept the cheating, you know?
It's possible. Yeah, it's possible.
Maybe just want to hear something else.
Yeah, just for the record, I'm not.
No, just an example.
If you just tuned in, Jesus, wow.
We're just chatting.
Yeah, we're just chatting.
Why does silence feel painful or scary to women?
Hey, you're pretty good with silence. You're pretty good with quiet.
No, if you're silent, for example.
Oh, I hate the silent treatment from either sex. It drives me mad. I hate it. Like, it's the one thing I can't stand. If you have a problem, talk about it. Fix it.
I have this.
Move on.
I do silent treatment. I don't know. I just
You don't
wanna...
really. You don't. It's one of the things I love about being with you is that you don't get those
I don't,
those 2 or 3
actually, yes.
days where
No.
you're not talking to each other.
My
and you're
silent
like,
treatment
is everything all right? Yes. It's like, oh, I mean, it's not going to help anybody. It's a waste of time.
My silent treatment is 5 minutes.
Yeah, it doesn't last very long. It's so quick I don't even know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Do women overthink or do they notice details men ignore?
They notice details men ignore, for sure. Women are very insightful, and they spot pretty much everything. And they spot even things that aren't there. So that's how good they are. They can see things that don't exist. But yeah, no, women are very good at spotting things, behaviors and habits.
What do women expect men to just understand without saying it? Everything?
Everything. Just like what we were saying earlier on, that you can go on a little emotional roller coaster over a problem that's going on in your life, and it doesn't really matter what we say. It's just the fact that we listened and we agreed. You know?
Why do women bring up old arguments? What is the real reason?
Because they're archaeologists and they love raking over history. They'll go back as far as they need to. They'll even go back to times when they didn't know you and use that against you.
I remember every single detail from our first date, second date.
Yeah.
Red flags.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, she kept walking past the red flags, baby. The bad haircut wasn't the bad haircut wasn't on the list back then, but it is now. You're welcome. You are welcome.
Okay, what do women fear most in relationships?
I'd say betrayal.
Yeah.
I would say. I mean, I think it's probably what I mean, I'd be the same. I mean, I think if you're in a relationship, you're in a relationship. And that's the decision you've made and you stick by it. And it shouldn't be hard. It should be easy. You know, if you're with the right person, it's not hard at all.
It should be easy.
It's simple.
That's the biggest
You should really want to come
sign.
home to each other, you know? And that's the truth.
What do men do that hurts women, but they don't realize it?
It's a hard question to answer because there's so many things, but sometimes men don't stop and see things from the other point of view. They're sometimes incapable of that. And it's important that they have good people around them, like good friends and things. They'll go, well, hold on a second. You need to have people around you that'll call out your shit. You know, that you don't need yes people around you. You need people to go, oh, after they've listened to you give out about, you know, something that's happening in your private life, you need them to go, well, I mean, you're an idiot for this reason and you're right about that, but you're completely wrong about that. And, you know, that's what you need. So men sometimes just think they're right and they refuse to see the
Stubborn.
point. Stubborn, and because they figured it out in their head. It's a mathematical problem. 2 and 2 equaled 4. This is a settled science. And the girl or the woman is like, no.
There's no common sense sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
No
Yeah.
common
So
sense.
men can be a bit pig-headed. Absolutely. Because we just see the world differently, you know? We see it like, well, that's been solved. Why are we still talking about this? Do you know?
Yeah.
And maybe it's not solved for you, so you want to keep talking about it. And we're like, we dealt with this, you know? And that happens all the time. I'm sure guys watching this are like, yeah, that one. I know that one.
Do women test men emotionally?
All the time. Everything's a test. Remember that. Any young people now that are getting into their first relationship with their girlfriend, believe me, it's exam time. Every day is a test. Every day is a test.
What is the hard truth about women that men avoid accepting?
That they're better in general. You know?
But we are better in general.
Yeah, listen, if I got some problems in my life, it's the women I go to for solutions. I just do. I mean, it's just the way it is for me.
So you see, you accept I'm better.
I had strong men in my life and they were great, but I just got better answers off women. It's just as simple as that. Whenever I had a problem in school, college, work, anything, it was always the female of the species that helped me with my problems or gave me the answer I needed, as opposed to men, because they just go,
What do women wish men would stop doing immediately?
Everything, probably. Just not being present. I think women just want a guy.
Presence is very important.
Yeah, I think women just want that. They just want a guy to be present and there and reliable, and it's not rocket science. You know, just to be there, to listen, to understand. Even if you don't understand, just to say, look, I don't understand, but I do. You know that kind of way.
I see you.
Yeah, I see you.
I listen.
Yeah. And I think guys,
I hear you.
Guys get caught up in stupid shit and they forget to do that. You know. But equally, women need to understand that men need that couple of hours. You know, sometimes he's not ignoring you because he doesn't like you. He just needs that space for a million reasons that have nothing to do with you, nothing whatsoever. And it's usually something that you know you can't help anyway. You know.
How long is this space? Like,
right, it's different for everyone.
How do you know? How do we have to know? Okay, it's your quiet time now.
Well, like I know you cultivate that as you get older. I mean, when you're younger, you fight all the time because you're not quite sure how to communicate. But like now, if I said to you, look, I just need to go to the gym for a couple of hours. I'm not sure what time I'm going to be home at. I don't know how long I'm going to be. You go, okay, I get it. You know, it's the same for you. You need your space. You need your own interests. Yeah, I mean, like in a relationship between a man and a woman, you're supposed to complement each other. You're not supposed to take over each other. You know, you're supposed to, you know, give each other the space you both need to be good people, so that when you come back into the double, that it's healthy. You know, the ingredients have to be healthy to make the cake. You know, and the relationship is the cake. If you get what I mean. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, so deep.
Okay, part 3, meeting in the middle. What
part 3? How long is this
last
video?
One. It's finishing. Just a couple of questions. What have you learned about the opposite sex from this relationship?
From this relationship? Well,
you didn't know before.
We had some cultural things that were completely different. We had geography that was completely different. We had religion that was completely different. We had all these things that were completely different. But we made it work, and it wasn't even hard. It was just simple. I think what I've learned from this relationship is that when you get two just people who want to do the same thing in their lives, it's an absolute breeze to be together. It makes it so much easier. I've been in relationships before, I know you have as well, where it's been friction all the time. There's no friction with us, which is unnerving because you're expecting it all the time. But I'm over that now. But at the start, I was expecting it to pop up any time, but it hasn't. I mean, we've had small disagreements, but really nothing major. I think because we sort of think the same way, and we've got similar outlooks on life, and that's just the key to it all. But you can't mold someone, like you can't make someone. That's the thing. There's one for you. I think a lot of women think they can change men. You can't. You can't. You can train. You can train them, I guess, but you can't change them.
I accept you.
You have to accept.
I don't change
you.
Yeah,
you know, it's like going down to, you know, the shops to buy a washing machine and coming home with a fridge and saying, I'm going to make this. I know it's a fridge, but I'm just going to put the dishes into it, and you never know. You never know. They might come out clean.
That's a very good one.
They might come out clean. And every day you're putting the dishes in the fridge, and every day you open it up and they're still dirty. It's a fridge. Okay, so you got to figure that out earlier on, and like men, I think understand they can't change women. Okay, it's just a thing we don't even entertain. We're like, she'll be all right in a couple of years. Like it's like no, we just don't think that's going to happen. Where
You just accept.
I think women sometimes think that yeah, wait till I knock a few edges off him, I'll smooth him out, and it can be successful to a point, but dog's a dog, cat's a cat. The bad habits will likely rear their ugly head again. So
Okay.
so insightful.
Yes, you are. Wow.
Yeah.
What misunderstanding causes the most arguments between men and women?
Oh, I don't know. Food. It could be anything.
What was?
I think, well, more with strategy. I think that the broad strokes, if you're in a relationship and a man and a woman have broad strokes, so they want to get married and they want to get a house and a car and a dog and a kid and all those things. The broad strokes you can agree on. There will always be, I suppose, disagreements over strategy. So how do we get to those broad strokes? I think the male brain will have a way forward and the female brain will have a way forward. They're not always the same thing. Right?
Yeah.
So whereas men might be more practical about the finance and the timing and all that kind of stuff, I think the woman's like, shut up, give me the ring, baby. It's like, well, look, I can't, that kind of way. Like, so there's an awful lot of that in relationships where the guy's like trying to plan it out and the girl. By the way, I'm not like, it's really important when we're talking about this to say that, oh, this is the way men are and this is the way women are. It's not. I mean, I'd be the opposite in a way. Like I would have the broad strokes and I'd be all over the gaff and how to get there. You'd be the practical one. So you're like, well, we do this and then we do that and then we do this and then we do that. So it's not one fits all. But I think in general, men are a bit more like, we need to get this done before we get that done. And the woman is like, why can't we get both done? Let's just get it going.
Yes.
That kind of way. So I
Yes.
think that's where the disagreements come from. But you get very practical women, you get very unpractical men. Impractical, unpractical. Anyway.
Okay. What do men need more of from women?
Compliments. Oh no, I'm serious. I'm genuinely serious. And people laugh at that, but I know you think it's hilarious. This is why the difference between men and women, and I mean this genuinely. I mean, in my all through the years of me working, like I will be, sitting there and a woman will walk in and she'll be like, "Oh, Stephanie, your hair is gorgeous. You look great. Did you get a good sleep because you were struggling there last week? Oh, you look great. Oh, I love that. That's a great outfit." And they'll walk off and they'll be like, "Oh, Lindsay, you look great. Keep going, girl." Like a guy walks in and is like, "You look fucking wrecked." Jeez, cut your hair.
I think this is in Ireland only.
No, it's not. It's not. Like if I was walking down the street and a girl came up to me and just went, sorry to interrupt, but your aftershave is really nice, and walked off, I'd be like, wow. And we're like, holy shit. I'm like, that's amazing. Or if like if you were coming into work and somebody just, like another guy just turned around and says, "You've lost a bit of weight." It's like, have I? Men don't hear that stuff. We never hear that stuff. Women hear it all the time. Like they hear it all the time. Susie comes down in the morning, I'm like, "Oh, you don't look tired at all. You look great." Right? And you'll say to me like, "Oh, you need new pajamas. Look at the state of you." Like stuff like that. Like men never get the, "No, you look good." Or, "Oh, you keep growing that beard. It looks great." We never get that.
I compliment
of men
your
or
hair.
women.
I compliment your hair all the time.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like,
Yes.
women are always commenting to each other about how they look and
Yeah.
how they're feeling and, "Oh, you're doing so well in your job, well done," and all that kind of stuff. And then men are like, "Well, what about me?" And it's like, "Well, what about you?" You know what I mean? So I think people watching know what I mean. You know what I mean. We never
Give some compliments, please.
Yeah, we never get that casual compliment, you did a great job today, or nice one, or I love when you sing that song, or I love when we never get any of that stuff. We just mostly get criticism or nothing. It's one or the other.
No. Yeah.
Glad I made that point. Boy power, girl power. I don't know.
Okay. What do women need more of a man?
Oh, patience. Definitely patience. Patience. And open your ears and close your mouth. It's not hard, and it sounds cliche, But, in my experience, just listen, and you don't always have to fix everything because you're not always right, and you think you're right and you think, oh, this is a stupid problem. I could figure this out in 5 seconds. No, not always the case. So I would say a little bit more of this, a little bit less of that.
I love when I have any problem, anything with any, can be job, can be like family drama. I love coming to you, and I'm like always can't wait to get home to tell
Oh, that's good.
you.
Yeah, and it's the same for me, and it should be like that. It should be like that.
Yes.
But yeah, men just need to, be a little bit more attentive.
Okay.
I'd say. Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, and by the way, if you think everything's going really, really well, it isn't. It could always be better. Just a little tip there for the younger guys out. When you think everything's perfect, it could always be more perfect.
Okay. If both sides listen more, what would change?
Nothing. I mean, this is, and we're finishing up now, are we?
Yeah.
All right, so I'll put a bullet point on it. Nothing's going to change. As the old book said, men are from Venus, women are from Mars.
Yes.
We're different, and we're supposed to be different. That's what makes the world go round. It's why we're sitting here today talking, and you're sitting there listening and watching. It's because the dynamic between men and women has always, produced more of us. So it's there for a reason, and it's there, it's there till the end, right? It's there forever. So all you could do is kind of tweak it around the edges, and just get better at listening and all that kind of stuff. But men will always be different to women, and women will always be different to men, and that's the way it is. And I wouldn't want it any other way, because you need that energy in your life. If it's just you all the time, there's no growth in that. You need to push up against each other, have that friction, learn about what makes the other person tick, learn more about women in the world, men in the world, and figure it out. Because, it's difficult. And we've seen that like for hundreds of years. There's been great inequality. But women certainly, didn't get at all a fair shake up until recently. You could even say still they haven't. And that's a process, and you get there every single day. But men and women will always be different forever.
So we have to be more understanding with
Just
each
be more
other.
understanding. Yeah, and have fun with the
Accept
difference.
that
Have
you're
fun with the
different,
differences.
yes.
Joke about it. Make a laugh of it. Because that's all. Nothing's going to change. And if everybody was exactly the same, it'd be boring.
Can you imagine?
Exactly. And let's just say, not only have I been surrounded by women, but all my dogs have been girls too. We've never had a boy dog. We've never had a boy dog. Because they've a better temperament, girl dogs.
Gentle. They're more
I just think they're more gentle. I think they're just a nicer type
Crazy
of dog.
boy dog will be very nice as well.
I'd like a crazy boy dog too. Don't get me wrong. I mean, they're great fun.
Going
but
for a run,
yeah,
with the
yeah,
dog
yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. We might get a boy next time. Anyway,
No, Lily is going to be forever.
the truth is, the next dog we get.
There is no next dog. It's Lily. Lily.
Well, Lily will be here forever, but we'll also have other dogs.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
we need friends for
Lily's
Lily.
sisters.
As she gets older, we need friends for Lily.
Yes.
And the point I was going to make was, it doesn't matter what I want because it's going to be decided over there. I'll have an opinion, but... Right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I enjoyed that.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you very much for
Thank
being
you very
honest.
much. This is all very nice. I like this. Let us know if there's anything else you want us to talk about. And don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. And don't forget our little cooking thing over on Instagram is @GZCooking. That's GZ Cooking. There's loads of recipes and stuff up there. We don't know what we're doing. Just come along with us for the ride.
Yes, we have live cooking videos on this YouTube channel, and we have a new video every Wednesday and every Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
and
guys.
then don't forget to like and
Yeah.
subscribe, and see you next time.
Bye.